Hello everybody, I'm Ronnie with Whip and Chain, and today I want to show you how to make this adorable Christmas tree. Now it does have beads, 9 of them to be exact, going down the center. Do not let that scare you. I do consider this probably more of an intermediate level, but you can do it with time and practice and trying to do it a few times. You absolutely can do it. So it's a very little Christmas tree ornament and it works out really, really pretty. Now, what I'm going to be using in this tutorial, I bought these assorted pony beads. I don't know if it has the size of them on there or not, but here they are, close up. You got to have the hole through the center. Needs to be big enough for you to get. I've used this crochet hook, which is a 1.30 millimeter, and see how it goes through it. You need to be able to go through the center of the bead. Now, I don't think I'd recommend much smaller than this because you need it to be able to grab the yarn. Okay, that's just my recommendation. So you need 9 of those beads. I'm using the Impeccable yarn. It's a 4-weight medium for the tree. I am using a 3.5 millimeter hook. You will need a pair of darning needles for the end, a pair of scissors, and I'm using a stitch marker. Please do not let this pattern scare you. It took me a few times to do it myself, so don't stress. We are here. So I want you to start with your starting slip knot. Now, once you put it on, I want you to chain 1. If I can even chain 1. Okay, once you chain 1, I want you to actually pull that tight. And that's not going to count anymore. So now, I want you to chain 3. 1. Bring it down here. Sorry if I just got you dizzy. I chained 1, 2, and 3. You got to chain 3. I want you to take your hook, slide it into that center chain, just a top chain. I want you to grab some yarn, bring it through, and bring it through. That's called a slip knot. I want you to do it again on the end one. That was the reason we tied that end real tight. And through. Okay. Chain 1. Try not to let your yarn get too loose. I want you to turn it up where your starting knot is closest to you. I want you to go in that top loop, bring your yarn through and through. Another one. Now the first one. Do that again. And through. Okay. Now the top one, just and bring it through. This is going to be the base of your tree. Okay. So now I want you to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I want you to slip stitch. I think I called it a slip knot. I meant a slip stitch. I want you to slip stitch back. It'll be 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You just made the first bottom branch of your tree. So chain 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I want you to slip stitch back again. 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now you have 2 branches. It is these 2 branches you've done. Okay? I want you to chain 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Slip stitch back 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now just chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slip stitch back 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Slip chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slip stitch back 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now I want you to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch back 3. 1, 2, 3. Chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Slip stitch back 3. This project's little, so any mistake, any extra anything is going to probably be easily seen. 2 and 3. So you got your 6, 5, and 4. So 2 more. Chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch back just 2. 1 and 2. and one more, chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch back, 2. Now, you made your first half of your tree. See? You got this. Now, we're going to chain, and I want you to chain as big as you want your opening to be able to hang it on your tree. Some people like 10, some people like 12, some people like 18, 20. I personally like 18. You do what makes you happy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 for me. Okay. Don't twist it. Okay. Now I'm going to have you slip stitch into your first chain right in here. Okay, put your needle in, grab around your hook and pull it through. Now you have 2 hooks, 2 loops on your hook. Okay, take your stitch marker and mark it. Very important. If you just pull out your hook, there's a good chance you could lose your stitches. Okay. Now I'm going to sit that down just for a minute. Take your hook and your first bead that you want. Okay. I pushed the stitch marker behind. Go through I guess it would be the first loop on your hook. Go through it. Take your bead. Make sure you got all the yarn. If you don't, it'll split. Pull it down. Pull the bead over. Now, hold the top of the bead, pull the stitch marker out of the first one where your bead is. Now, pick up your hook and put it back in. Yep, it takes time. I seem to struggle on the first and the last, but watch today be all of them. And put your hook back in there. Once you got your hook all the way back in, take off your stitch marker. Now you're not drawing up more yarn. Pull it tight and bring that loop and go through. All right. Now, I keep count wrong, so I'm doing the first top of the branch, so I'm leaving a marker over there, so I'll say I know I did the first one. So here, chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch back 2. 1 and 2. Okay, that means the first branch is done. Now, on your branches, you want to grab that loop that's right in the middle of the branch you're working on the side. There, see it? Grab your string, pull through. Now you got 2 on the hook again. Stitch marker. Use what works for you. Okay, I'll try this one. Maybe this will make it better for me. Draw your stitch marker up to catch both of them. Okay, take out your hook and pull your stitch, flop it in the back. I grabbed my bead. Go through, which would be the hook first on your crochet hook. Pull the yarn as tight as you can. That way you can go through the bead. Like that. Okay. Now I take my stitch marker out of the first one because the bead's already on it. Pick up my hook, in and in. Once I got it secured back, drop that, tighten up your yarn, don't loop like I was ready to, and just draw through. Bead number 2. So now on the second branch, I'll chain 3. Another stitch marker so I know what I did. Slip stitch back 2. 1 and 2. Okay, you guys got 2 beads in already. Now, third branch, see that loop? See that loop right there? Right there, grab it. Wrap some yarn, pull through. You guys should know the next step, you grab your stitch marker and go through them. Once you know you're through them, or if you're not sure, take it out. Do it again. Really important to know you got it correctly. There we go. Take out your hook, flip your stitch marker over. Grab your tiny crochet hook, pick up the bead you're using, go in what would necessarily be your first loop on your hook, make sure the yarn is pulled tight, and there she is. Again, don't let this get you down. This might take a few times. I know it took me probably more than a few times. Release your stitch marker from the one that's in the bead. There. Pick up your hook. And then take out your stitch marker. Tighten up. And there. Now I'm on 4. I do 1, 2, 3, and 4. slip stitch back 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now, next leaf or branch. See that yarn sticking out right there? Just grab it. And you wrap your hook and go through. I think Maggie's gonna love me for this one. Flip it in the back. Pick up your next bead. I'm going to take my stitch marker out of that one now that I got my hook in there. Maybe I'll do a little better. Bring your bead. I don't think I had that. There we go. There. The hook. See how my yarn got frayed a little bit? It's all right. And go through. And another 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Slip stitch in 3. 1, 2, and 3. All right, now we go to the next one. And there. Flip the hook in the back, the stitch marker, pick up my hook, pick up a bead, go through. I think I like the idea there. Tighten and pull through. Now I'm still on chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slip stitch 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And next one. You guys, believe it or not, You're way, way past halfway done of this project. Isn't that great? All right. Flip my hook over. Stitch marker, stitch marker. Grab a bead. Put it in the loop that I'm using. Oh, wasn't in it. There we go. There we go. And there we go. And there. Okay. Now we do our last 5 branch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And there. Slip stitch back 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now we go into the next one. Threes, 4s, 5s. There we go. Some yarn. All right, there we go. Stitch marker. There we go. Push your stitch marker to the back. I think I'm going to do a light orange one. Put your stitch marker in. Come on out. And there. Now we do 6. Make sure you're tight with your yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you come back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now grab the center of the next one. There it is. See it? Stitch marker. Mark them. And down. Grab this one. Another bead. In. Take it out. Make sure it's nice and tight. Always tight on your hook. Try to have your hook hard to see, but where it's holding the yarn. There we go. You see how important it is to have some of these tools sometimes. Pull through. And 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And go back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. One more, guys. Just one more, okay? Slip it in. There you go. Wrap. And there's your 2. Over. I want my last bead to be a green one, if I can catch it. All right. Pull through. Chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Come back 5. Slip stitching 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now I want you to slip stitch in that last loop of that last tray. I want you to slip through and through. 1 and 2. Okay? So now slip stitch somewhere into the tree branch, the stem. Okay. Cut and go through. And you guys just made your very first Christmas tree. What do you think of that? And what I do right away, because I have animals, all my little pieces I do try to put away. I try to do that before I do anything else because I don't want them accidentally getting into them, choking or getting sick or any of the above. So all that stuff is put away. And now, let me show you how to get your ends in. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now, since the tree is a small project, bring it around and just try to weave what you can in the trunk of the tree, because the leaves are so delicate that I personally wouldn't recommend hiding yarn in the leaves because it'll end up misshaping them. Now, if you don't like weaving, what you can do, I don't always like doing this, but you can just make a knot at the end. If you don't do a knot, please try to remember to do it 3 times, just in case. And then cut off your ends. And this is Christmas ornament number 7. And these 2 will go in the bag to be given away too. I hope you enjoyed this project because I really enjoyed this one. Incorporating beads, doing something a little bit different than our norm is always fun for me to figure out and do. My name is Ronnie. I work alongside Maggie and Lauren. And please join us by subscribing, hitting that like button, and coming over to Facebook under WIP, W-I-P, and Chain, Work in Progress and Chain. And there, if you post pictures of your creations and what you're doing, then you will be entered into a drawing to receive a free, one of these free patterns that we have done. We have a lot of them. Thank you again. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe.